Hey everyone, I'm Stephanie, host and head bookologist here at the Get Literate podcast. I'm a book loving, notebook hoarding reader and writer on a mission to change lives one book and one notebook at a time. On this podcast, we explore the power of bookology. What's that? That's the study of books and reading and notebooks and writing mixed with mindful practices and creativity to create lives we love. Here, you'll find episodes exploring the reading and writing life and how they can make our actual lives better. You'll get book recommendations and notebooking prompts around particular themes, and you'll even hear from authors and special guests who can fuel our reading and writing hearts and help us take inspired action in our own daily practices. So, grab a notebook and your TBR list, and let's get literate. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Get Literate podcast. I'm Stephanie, your friendly bookologist, here with a gifting episode. Now wait, don't press stop, don't move away. I know you are likely just as overwhelmed with all of the gift lists that have been coming your way. I feel like I can't check my email inbox. I can't scroll my social media feed. I can't even visit my favorite websites without seeing posts that are flashing lights saying, here's your gift list for the season. Today, I have a gift list for you, but it's a little bit different. And even if you only listen to the first thing on the list, which I know is not on anybody else's gift list, you will have been successful in finding a new gift for the holiday season. So today I want to talk to you about ways that you can help someone, including yourself, grow a restorative reading and writing practice that feels good and is good for your health over the holiday season. So first, if you're new here, welcome. Let me take a quick detour to explain to you what restorative reading and writing is. Okay. Restorative reading and writing is a particular kind of reading and writing that is good for us, that helps us grow into the version of us we want to be, that is good for our physical health, our cognitive health, our emotional health. How is it different than so-called regular reading? Well, it is more intentional. And by more intentional, I mean we are specifically carving out a block of time to lean into our reading life, not just picking up a book at the end of the day because we checked our to-do list off, not just getting in a couple of minutes of reading in the car while you wait for the kids. This is intentional reading as an act of self-care. So you only need 6 minutes to start to get the physical benefits in your physical cells. But research shows us if we can get to a 30-minute block of time, then we can have the same impact on our parasympathetic nervous system to calm the heck down as we can with a 30-minute yoga class. So restorative reading and writing is when you are setting out a block of time specifically to read and write your way to wellness. Okay, that's the first step. Once you have that block of time, you are reading things that are meant for you, right? So you're not just picking up a book because Reese says you should, or your best friend handed it to you, or you think you should because it's one of the newest New York Times bestsellers. You are reading books because you understand that books can fire mirror neurons in our brains that can help us lean into the kind of person we want to become, feel the kinds of feelings we want to feel, and do the things we want to do. So the books that you're reading are very intentional to help you grow into that new version of yourself. Now, while you're reading those books, you are very active. You are expecting this book to change your life in some way. You are looking for quotes you love. You are listening for little nudges or these little sparks of inspiration that hit you so that you can take them off of the book, off of the notebook, into your actual life to make your actual life better. Books and notebooks are the hottest therapy tools around, I'm telling you. So that's what restorative reading is. And now I want to share some unique gifts that you could give to yourself or your reading and writing besties who are also wanting to use reading and writing in this very nourishing, delicious kind of way in our lives. So, first up, I promised you that you had not seen this gift on any other list, and I am pretty sure that I can stick to it. Even if you stop the episode after this because you are so tired of gift lists, this one will be worth it. If we are growing a restorative reading practice and we are carving out time for ourselves, the number one gift we could give to ourselves or others over the holiday season to develop this kind of practice is the gift of time. Now, how do you do that? You do that by going back to your childhood. Were you like me and did you make coupon books for those that you loved? Maybe you got some index cards together and you put a coupon for something on each of those index cards. Good for one back scratch, good for one movie night. I promise I'll go to bed the first time you ask me could be on another coupon, right? It's things that you could gift of your time or your service that act as a really special and meaningful gift. So the first gift that I want to recommend that you get for yourself or you get for someone else is simply the gift of time. I have created a really adorable reading and writing gift coupon. It is in cute holiday colors. It is inviting and it says, "Happy holidays. This is good for one reading session." And there's a to and from tag. And then there's another one that has the same thing on it, but it is good for one writing or notebooking session. What a wonderful gift to get from a bookish friend. A coupon that says, "Let's spend some time together and read." Maybe you meet up at the local library and you choose books together and then you settle in and you read for a half an hour or more. Maybe you decide to meet up at the local coffee shop and you each buy each other a cup of coffee and you sit and you read with the wonderful ambiance of the bookstore sounds of music. Or maybe you gift each other a gift coupon like this and you just decide whose house you're going to meet up at and who's bringing the treats. It's free to give a gift of your time, to give the gift of a service, right? Of just showing up for each other. And I feel like if we did more of this, then we could have not only some more meaningful holiday presents, but it would actually be holiday presents, right? Not gifts presents, but presents by showing up. So hands down, I think this is the most fun, the most meaningful, and the most special. Also the one that's not talked about, gift to someone you love, the gift of spending time together reading and writing. So that is my first and all-time favorite. You can head to the show notes in this episode and you can click on the printables that I have and you can print them and handwrite who it's to and who it's from. Or you can click on the link and you can go right to Canva and download the template and you could type in and add any other holiday bling or personalization that you would like before you print and send it off. You could pop it in a card. You could tape it to the top of another gift you have already gotten, or you could even just send it as a picture in an email or a text message. I can't wait for this one. I can't wait to see how many people are giving the gift of time this year. Now, the second gift I want to talk to you about is actually a collection of them that you can choose from based on what you think works best for you and works best to whoever you are gifting something to. And that is some sort of book tracker. A restorative reading life is one where we are choosing books very intentionally so that they help us grow into who we want to be. And so we need to be very careful and intentional about our book selection, about what we're learning from the books we're reading, and if they are right for us. Tracking your books can help you not only grow a habit of reading, but it can help you decide which kind of books are best for you in this season of life. So I've got a couple of options for you. One thing that you could gift someone, and this one doesn't cost a penny either, is my bookish spreadsheet. I am such a nerd and I love tracking the numbers of my reading life. How many books did I read? How many different authors? How many books in each genre? Which format was it? Who recommended it to me? I love tracking that kind of stuff. And so I made a very simple Google spreadsheet that helps me track it and instantly brings those statistics to life in some beautiful Google pie charts. It's a fun gift. It is free. All you have to do is go to elitlife.com, click on free stuff, and find the bookish spreadsheet. Or go to the show notes and click on that link directly there. You can download it for yourself. You can forward it to a friend in an email with a little happy holidays subject line. Now, if you don't want to be electronic and you want to be paper pencil, I've got two options for you. One is my printable book journal. This is actually my favorite. This one is my favorite because I update this printable often with the new things I want to see in my own personal book journal. So you print out these pages that help you track what you're reading and the lessons you're learning from the reading and the ways that you can take inspired action. There are pages for each book you've read. And there are also some fun pages that help you build book lists, like books that I've hugged, my bookish bucket list of where you want to travel. I even have a list that has a picture of the world map, and you can track where you have traveled through your books and broaden your horizons without ever leaving your home. The printable book journal allows you to print only the pages you want and as many times as you want. You can hole punch them and put them in a binder. You could put them in a disc-bound notebook or just have a set of loose leaf papers that you pop into a folder. Now, if you want something that's already printed, I do have a physical book journal. This is a smaller book journal. I think the size is A5. So if you like the full-size paper and the full-size space, I recommend you get the printable journal. But if you don't mind something a bit smaller, that's a bit portable, already printed for you in color with a lot of those book lists, then you might head to my Etsy shop and get my physical book journal. Now, there is a sale right now. I have less than 30 of these printed journals left, and I want to get rid of them before I order my second round of updated journals. So right now on Etsy, they are only $5. They are $5 plus shipping. I'm not sure what that shipping will be depending on where you live, but I put it in a padded priority envelope, pop it in the mail, and send it on its way to you. So far we're giving the gift of time, and we're giving a gift that helps people pick books that are wonderful for them. Now, if you want to take that further and you want some help, picking your own book apothecary, or you think it would be so nice to gift a book and notebook apothecary to someone else, I have you covered there too. For just 17 bucks, you can fill out a Google form telling me details about you, about your reading life, and what you hope to get out of it. And I will magically turn around with a book apothecary with a collection of 5 to 10 books and notebook prompts that I think are perfect for you in this season of life. And if you want to add on some live coaching with it, how to make the most out of your reading life, how to think about those books and just brainstorm with someone and how reading and writing can make your life better, I do offer that same book and notebook apothecary with some live coaching. So I've got you covered any way you look at it. Now, let's move on to two gifts that I think are pretty popular, but they're worth mentioning because they are very important to a restorative reading and writing life. I mentioned that in this kind of reading, we are expecting books to change our lives. We are expecting what we pour out onto that notebook page to give us some sort of insight or to make us feel better or to help us take the next right step in whatever we are doing. And so in order to be active, we need to have the tools to help us. And so one tool that I recommend for readers is this really cool sticky note and highlighter set. You've probably seen it on social media or in your feed, but it's this really cool contraption that you stick, literally magnetize onto the cover of the book that you're reading. And it has a collection of sticky notes and a collection of highlighters so that you can be an active reader. Highlight those quotes. Sticky note something that's making you think. Put flags in pages that you want to revisit. This magnetic sticky note and highlighter set is just one of the coolest things that I think we could add to our reading life. And on the flip side, in our writing life, I don't think there's anything better than getting a journaling pen set. This is a special set, or sometimes it's called a journaling kit, where you have in one purchase multiple different kinds of pens, of pencils, and of journaling tools. So maybe there's one highlighter, one thin gel pen, one thicker ink pen, a brush pen, a really cool mechanical pencil, right? And it's all in one set. I'm linking in the show notes to the journaling pen set that I want, that maybe you would want to give to yourself or the person in your life. But here's the other thing that you could do. And I was actually gifted this not too far ago from a wonderful listener. Thank you, Nancy. And it is a clear pencil pouch. And in the pencil pouch, she filled some of my favorite bookish and notebookish things. There's sticky notes, there's flags, there are stickers, some paper clips, I think, in there. There are just really cool things that I could take with me in this wonderful pencil pouch to make sure I am enjoying the reading experience and I'm being really active with it. So you can just collect some things that you have, pop it into a pencil pouch, and there you go. You've got a great gift for the reader in your life. Now, the next couple of book ideas and notebook ideas I want to share are based on wellness tools. And the reason they're based on wellness tools is this. When we layer some sort of wellness modality to our reading and writing life, we are layering more benefits on top of the benefits that come simply by reading and writing. So if you are already reading and writing and you add aromatherapy, you add a couple of yoga stretches before, you add some sound therapy in the background, it magnifies the benefits. So I want to share a couple of things based on our senses, our five senses, that if we layer these sense items on to our reading and writing practice, then we're layering the enjoyment, we're layering the benefits, and we're making sure that we keep doing it often because it's so enjoyable, which means we're just keeping the cycle going. So one thing to try is a good old candle. In my restorative reading course, I talk about giving yourself a signal to your body that it is time for our 30-minute restorative reading session where we're going to block everything else out, calm down, relax, and enjoy the session. And lighting a candle is a wonderful way to give yourself that signal. Any old candle will do, but in the show notes, I have linked to one that smells quite good that is just called the Book Lover Candle. You should get the scent that you like the most. Maybe it's a holiday scent to put you in the spirit. Maybe it's a scent that smells like the pages of an old book. Whatever it is to you, having that aromatherapy, having that signal to settle in, it just amplifies the benefits. Now, if you're not a candle lover or you're afraid you're going to knock your candle over while you're reading and writing, then maybe you try a diffuser, an oil diffuser, an essential oil diffuser. This can be a regular size one in your home, or you can get a little travel diffuser so that it can travel with you wherever you happen to be reading and writing. I love my diffuser. There is a special holiday blend that I put on often at this time of year. And I also have this really wonderful mental health blend that just smells so good and fresh and instantly puts me in a good mood. Having that aromatherapy while you are reading and writing, it's just seeping into you in another way, along with the words that you're reading and writing too. Now, that's what we are smelling, right? That's our sense of smell. But what about our sense of taste? Another signal is to brew that cup of coffee or steep that cup of tea. And while you wait, take a couple of deep breaths, waiting for it to be done, and give that signal to your body that we are going to have an enjoyable and tasty reading and writing session. Now, I've linked in the show notes to the newest coffee that I have discovered, which is Bones Coffee. Bones Coffee Company. These flavors are so unique. I've seen cannoli coffee. I've seen the white chocolate peppermint coffee. I've even seen key lime pie coffee, which I have no idea how they would pull that off. Full disclaimer, I haven't tasted it yet. Put my order in because I've seen it over this holiday season and I want to give it a try. Brewing a cup of coffee is my favorite signal to my nervous system, and it's decaf, don't worry, that it's time to read and write. But if you are a tea lover, you might want to take a look at the tea collection called Novel Teas, right? Novelties, novel teas. And in the collection, it's at least in the one that I found on Amazon that are in the show notes, it's 25 tea bags. And each tea bag has a quote on the tag. It's made with English breakfast tea and it has literary quotes and it is tea for a book lover, right? Anything that can keep us sitting in that reading and writing position is going to help us get those benefits, and a nice cup of coffee or tea could do the trick. Now, what about getting comfy and cozy? Let's think about our sense of touch. A good old blanket is an excellent gift for someone trying to grow a restorative reading and writing practice. You can throw it on you while you're on your favorite chair. You can put it on your lap so it drapes down your legs if you are sitting at your desk or the table and you are writing. Any blanket will do, but there's two that I have on my list. One is a crossword blanket. So if you go to uncommongoods.com and you type in crossword blanket, or you click the link in the show notes, it is a nice big blanket that is a personalized crossword puzzle. I mean, how cool for the word lover, the book lover, the notebook lover, the reader, the writer, to have a blanket covered with words that are personalized for you. That's Uncommon Goods, and it is adorable. Now, another recommendation for a restorative reading and writing life is a weighted reading blanket. Now, some people like them, some people don't. You can get them at varying weights. I love myself a weighted blanket. I sleep with it every night. It is so effective for me personally. And so getting a smaller weighted blanket, or hey, just go all out and get the full thing and have it available when you are reading and writing. That gentle pressure is magic to our nervous systems. If you're reading in a snuggly chair, you could literally put that blanket all the way up to your neck and just have your arms poking out as you hold your book. Or if you are in your desk, at your desk, you could just pull it up to your waist, wrap it around you, and just feel it grounding yourself as you are pouring out all of those emotions on the page. Now I've got two more things for touch. One is comfy, cozy socks. But these are not just any socks. And I have not seen this very much on the lists. I've only saw it once, which is how I found it. And now I'm paying it forward to you. And it's this company called Conscious Socks. Now, when you buy socks from this company, they donate to a particular cause of your choice. And you make that choice by buying certain socks or certain sets of socks. So you could buy socks that support the rainforest. You could buy socks that beat childhood cancer. You could buy socks that protect the national parks. You could buy socks that save cats and dogs. And you can also buy socks that give books. Every purchase has a book donated or a monetary donation to an organization that will donate books to others. And the socks are adorable. I love the ones that are light blue with the reading glasses on them for obvious reasons. So that's consciousstep.com, and you can order some conscious socks. And I've put the link to it in the show notes. Lastly, one thing I have for touch are calm strips. CALM, calm strips. These are basically strips of textured paper that you can stick in certain places or at least leave in certain places to help ground you in a very tactile way. So you literally take the calm strip, which is most often shaped like a small but long and thin rectangle, and they're textured so that you take your finger or your thumb and you just run it across the calm strip, left to right, left to right, left to right, back and forth, whatever works for you. And that touch, that tactileness, that kinesthetic feel, it grounds your system into the present moment. And so you might have one as a bookmark and gift one as a bookmark so that someone could just rub and play with it while they are reading as a way to calm their sensory experience down. If you are giving one to a writer, they could literally stick it right on their desk. So whenever they need some inspiration, or if they're writing about something emotional, they could just look at their comm strip, move their hand to it, and ground themselves in the moment. You can get a pack of them. Mostly they're in that shape. They do come in circles. They do come as squares if you'd like to use your comm strip for box breathing as well, but they're just these really handy little things that can go a long way for the anxious mind. All right, up next is something for our ears, right? So if we want to read and we want to read for a while, we cannot be distracted from the ups and downs of life going on around us. And so one gift you might consider for a reader is a white noise machine. These are small, these are cheap online, and they basically just give you some white noise. Or you could purchase one that also has the option to give you raindrops falling or a windstorm, right? Whatever white noise floats your boat, it just blocks out the rest of the world for you so that you can settle in to your reading and writing. Now, noise canceling earbuds or headphones, they work well too. I'm linking to a really highly rated one in the show notes. I personally don't really like things in my ears. I don't know. It's just a weird pet peeve. And so that doesn't work for me. But I thought, you know what could be fun is a fun kind of, I don't want to say a gag gift because I think this could be pretty cool and we could start a new trend. What if you just gave the reader or writer in your life some really fuzzy, comfortable earmuffs? And when it's time to read and write, those earmuffs go on and you are transported to your own little cocoon, your own little snow globe. You kind of hear that sound in your ears. And what a great signal, not just for your nervous system that you're going to read and write and gift yourself that time, but a signal to the rest of your home that my earmuffs are on. Don't bother me. I'm reading, I'm writing. I just find that funny and it just makes me happy to think about all of us putting our earmuffs on and going into a nice restorative reading and writing session. Okay, last up, I've got something for your eyes, the sense of sight, but it is not what you are thinking. Here's the thing about our eyes. They are extensions of our brain tissue. I took a whole course on yoga and eyesight, and I was fascinated to learn that. And if they're an extension of our brain tissue, they need to be taken care of just like we take care of our brain. So good regular nutrition, exercise, sleep, all the things, but oxygen and rest are two things that our eyes need, just like our brain does. So there are lots of good yoga poses that we could do to stretch and to oxygenate our brain and our eyes. But in terms of the eye rest, I think a wonderful gift for someone who loves to read and write and wants to protect those eyes is a weighted eye mask. These things are wonderful. If you are in my Get Literate Patreon community and you've been there for a while, you might remember that we actually made these together on a Zoom call. We made our own personalized weighted eye mask that you could pop into the freezer. When you are done with a reading and writing session, how wonderful it would be to close out that time with a weighted eye mask that feels nice and cool to the touch. There are so many acupressure points around our eyes and in our eye sockets and our temples and the tops of our cheekbones that putting on a nice weighted eye mask can actually massage those a little bit and give your eyes the rest it needs after a longer reading session. So we're signaling to our body when it's time to start reading. We have things related to our senses that help us stay there to make it enjoyable so that we can soak up all the messages our book is giving. And then we can signal to our body that we are transitioning out of that by restoring our eyes with that weighted eye mask. And while that mask is on, we can just think about what inspired action could I take from the books I read today, from the emotion I got out of my notebook to make the rest of my day better, to make my life better. Right? That's the magic that comes when you read and write. The first layer is doing the reading and writing. The second layer is reading things that feel good to you and surrounding yourself with wellness modalities that make you feel good too. And the third layer is taking whatever inspired action ideas you had from that whole experience. It's just such a wonderful circle, and these gifts help you give it, starting with that really wonderful gift of time with that coupon that I really hope you give to at least one person on top of giving it to yourself. So there you have it. There is my version of a holiday wish list for readers and writers who are trying to grow a restorative reading and writing practice. You know what I'm going to ask? What do you think? I want you to find me and tell me what you think of these gift suggestions. And of course, I want yours. I could still buy myself some restorative reading and writing gifts that I haven't even uncovered yet until you share them with me. So you can find me online at alitlife.com. Click on the episode link for this episode and leave me a comment in the show notes. You can head to your favorite social media platform, find me at AfinitoLit, and leave a comment on the post for this episode. Or just go ahead and open up that audio tool in your favorite podcast platform, say a quick hello, and let me know what gifts I should gift myself. Thank you so much for listening all the way to the end of this episode. I know there are so many gift lists out there, and I hope this one was a little bit of a refreshing take on growing a restorative reading and writing life. Thanks so much for listening, everyone, and I'll see you inside our next episode. Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Get Literate podcast. You'll find links to all the books, resources, and ideas mentioned in the show notes and at alitlife.com. And if you want more, you might like to join my Patreon community. There, you'll find additional inspiration for your reading and writing life, like bonus podcast episodes, book calendars, monthly book clubs, notebooking inspiration, live events, giveaways, and more. It's only $5 a month, and you get instant access to all of the previous content too. Learn more at getliterate.co. And one more thing, if you love what you listened to today, please take a moment to rate and review the podcast, or take a screenshot of the episode and text it to a friend. This helps the podcast grow, and it builds our bookish and notebookish community too. Thanks for listening.